Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey, welcome to Daily Dose Radio. This is your home for underground Bible study that's free of MSG and fresh every single day. That's our promise to you. Well, we're doing something special today. I'm video recording this particular session and episode of Daily Dose Radio, and we're looking at Psalm 103, beginning today, all this week, and then also all of next week. We're going to be studying Psalm 103. So I hope you'll join us for this study in the Psalm. This is one of those Psalms that is very influential, has been down through the centuries, has affected our generation and all the generations of believers who have come before. Let me just read you something that Weiser, one of my favorite commentators on the Psalms, says about this particular psalm. He says, "This psalm is one of the finest blossoms on the tree of biblical faith. Its roots reach deep down to where the most powerful springs of biblical piety flow, and by the noble and serene tones in which it praises the grace of God, it has enriched both poetry and life in the course of the centuries. The man who speaks in this psalm is able to talk from personal experience, which has led him through adversity and suffering caused by sin, till he was able to enjoy the full sunlight of the grace of God." Isn't that gorgeous? And he's right. But the man, we know who he is, because in the superscript, in both the Hebrew text and in the Septuagint, the Greek text, we have him identified as David. So here we have another Psalm of David, and this one just screams praise and worship, doesn't it? We begin with, in Psalm 103, we're going to look today at verses 1 and 2, and in those two verses we begin with this statement, "Bless the Lord, O my soul." And the beginning of the psalm is much like the end of the psalm, which we'll address not this week but next. In verses 20, 21, and 22, "Bless the Lord" is again repeated as the psalm comes to a close. So this is nothing more than a psalm of praise about who God is. Let me just give you a few particulars about the psalm. The Lord's name, the Tetragrammaton, occurs 11 times. So this is about Him. It's really not about the psalmist. This is about the Lord and what the Lord does and who He is and how His mercy is expressed. Speaking of mercy, we find mercy mentioned 4 times in the psalm, and its shadow word, which is loving kindness, mentioned also 4 times in this particular psalm. Another interesting expression here is the phrase, "upon those that fear Him." That particular phrase occurs 3 times, and it emphasizes really that idea that the Lord blesses the particular folks who are seeking Him faithfully. We'll talk about that as we go through the psalm. And then we have a lovely key clause that begins in verse 11 and goes all the way through verse 16. And we'll talk about that. And, of course, the key clause is a Hebrew word that is translated for or to or because. And usually when you see it at the beginning of sentences in succession, then there's some meaning there. So we'll look at that key clause as well, verses 11 through 16. So this week, Psalm 103, today we're going to read verses 1 and 2. And I need to hurry and read those for you. "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me, bless His holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all His benefits." Now, the benefits he mentions, we'll pick those up tomorrow and Wednesday because they're listed for us in 3 through 6. So, in 3 through 6, we'll be talking about the benefits of the Lord. But notice how the worship language starts here. "Bless the Lord, O my soul." This is an eruption. This is a spewing out of the psalmist's soul of praise to God. "Bless the Lord, O my soul." What else does he have to say? He must praise and bless the Lord for everything that He's done for him. And the psalm really is a catalog of all the goodness of God that's expressed to us. I hope that you'll take this psalm this week and next into your prayer closet, take it into your worship time, and worship the Lord using Psalm 103. Well, I hope you'll join me again tomorrow on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.